That's all we're saying.
You're saying, so you have a particular type of PSR, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you're talking about Leibniz and PSR, and that's one way of doing it.
Schopenhauer's PSR as well.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm saying this, Leibniz is the one who really he's the one who I can't say founded it, but certainly he's the one who kind of made it big.
PSR is going to intelligent collapse.
The thing, why? Why would you say that?
Well,
Why would you say that? Yeah.
Look at this.
Go on.
Take the first contingent fact.
Okay.
Now, the necessary being is going to explain the first contingent fact some way. Now, the question we can ask is, in virtue of the necessary being, does it explain the first?
What do you mean by that?
So they're going to say that there's going to be something about the necessary being that's going to explain the contingent fact, the first contingent fact. I'm going to ask
No, but the first contingent fact already assumes a finite number of them.
No. We're just saying the first one. I just say, for example, like
A contingent fact.
A contingent fact. Or just
Okay,
say
a contingent fact. Fine.
I'm saying you have a necessary being.
Well, are we talking about facts here? Or are we talking about things with ontological status, actual things?
Excuse me. Sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Are we talking about facts only, or are we talking about things?
so the PSR is going to deal with events, objects, facts.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
So we're saying
Anything contingent.
yeah. So we're going to say
Fine.
it's going to be in virtue of.
But remember, the PSR is going to deal with. It's usually the way Leibniz does it, is using explanation. So, for example, you'll say that if this bottle exists, it must have an explanation outside of itself.
Yeah.
It's going to be a grounding relation, right?
Pardon?
It's going to be like a grounding relation of some sort.
A what?
A grounding relation.
Yeah. I mean, yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
fine. But what we're saying still is that.
But you understand that obviously if we just do like basic modal logic within like let's just take like a K axiom.
Fine.
The first axiom.
Fine.
We're gonna have the distribution axiom. So it's gonna be if A entails that B, if A is necessary, well then it's gonna entail that B is also necessary.
Okay. Fine.
So so that's just gonna entail.
You're talking modus ponens here. That's it.
Yeah, but we're talking about just first of all, we're just talking about like the first basic.
That's not
K
That's
axiom.
not modal.
No.
That's not a modal point.
No. In modal logic,
What about modal logic?
we have what we call the distribution axiom.
Okay. So what about the distribution?
It's gonna be implication statement.
Give me an example of what you mean.
So let's just say, for example,
Yeah.
let's say P implies Q, but let's say P, or we're not just saying P implies Q.
Yeah.
P is necessary. But
Okay.
anything that's necessary and that sufficiently explains what it entails.
Okay, fine,
is
but
gonna be
no problem. But what you're talking about is modus ponens, all right? If P equals Q and P therefore Q, that's modus
I'm not
ponens.
saying P equals Q. I'm not saying that it's identical.
So what are you talking about?
Maybe I can clarify, right? So
That's modus
I
ponens.
apologize, by the way. I don't mean to lie.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, how you doing?
How you doing? You okay? What's your name?
Right. Sick. I was the guy that you talked to some weeks back, months back.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Nice comment. Anyway, the point is this though. What you're trying to say.
But hold on. When you talk about modal logic, by the way, are you using a model where there's all possible worlds?
Well, yeah, that's what we're using.
Okay.
We can assume possible.
So all possible worlds.
We're not talking about
An infinite amount of possible worlds.
We're not talking about David Lewis's possible world. I'm talking about a very
No. But even if you don't, no. Hold on. David Lewis believed in modal realism.
Modal realism, yeah.
No, but I'm not talking about David. You don't need to assume modal realism to still employ what is referred to as possible worlds. You can still have a possible worlds theory and use it instrumentally.
But I don't think that's what he's talking about.
No. But I was asking him a question.
Yes.
That when you're using your modal apparatus, are you using a possible worlds framework?
When I say possible worlds, I just mean in contrasted facts. So the PSR is still going to be contrasted. So in virtue of a contingent object, you can ask the question, why does it exist as that way rather than another? That's still going to be assumed in the PSR. So the question is, look, in virtue of, because it depends on, you take God to be an agent, correct?
Yeah, but that's aside from the contingency argument.
No, it's not.
No, it isn't.
No, it's crucial to the contingency.
No, it's not.
100%.
No, it's not, because we can make the contingency argument and make a separate argument. Like traditionally, that's what's been done medievally, right? You make a contingency argument and then you make a different argument. For example, there's the arguments from specification or particularization. That argument is usually made as a standalone argument, which acts as a corollary to the contingency argument.
Even when you make corollaries for arguments, just so that the audience can understand, you make a corollary specifically because there's something in the first argument that you use that it doesn't cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, so what is it being covered in the contingency argument?
The agency aspect,
Right, so you
the
cannot
will
prove-
aspect.
Right, so you can't prove agency by PSR, you're saying?
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean,
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
purely, yeah.
But what's going on is, for example, right, sorry, just to catch me up, so you have to like,
Well, you cannot.
I'm trying to-
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying
agree with
to show
that.
him
You cannot prove agency necessarily in a convincing manner
So look-
using the PSR alone, or using a contingency argument alone. I don't think so.
You may be
You
able
don't
to, but
deny.
I don't think so.
You don't deny the essential properties of necessary beings until that which they explain.
What do you mean?
So, I'll give you the actual.
Yeah, in a sense they do. In a sense they do.
But then
From
that's
one
gonna be a
perspective.
model collapse.
No, it's not. No, no.
100%.
No, you're saying that.
Oh,
but
I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
No, I can see what he's saying, but
If you're going to give a
Go on.
weakened version of the PSR,
Yeah.
well, that's fine. Right? Well, not necessarily.
explain to me why it's going to be a model collapse.
So
Why?
the reason why it's going to be a model collapse
Yeah.
is because the contingency argument
Yeah.
argues from contingent objects to
a
a
necessary
necessary being.
object.
Fine.
To a necessary
So what?
object. So the point is that if in virtue of the object, either what explains the contingent fact
Is necessary.
is an essential feature of the object, or then in all possible
Of the
worlds
necessary object.
of the object, yeah. And
Yeah.
in this case, it's going to be in virtue of something like desire, right? Now, the desire can either be an essential property of the object, or it can be a contingent one.
Right,
If it's a contingent one,
Say that again. Say that again. Go
so
back on
in
what?
virtue of the object.
What object?
Oh, the necessary
The
being.
thing itself.
We're not proving that. We're not starting with that.
No.
We're not starting
no,
with that.
No, no,
though.
I'm
You're saying-
I'm
no,
saying,
wait, hold on.
I'm going to grant the argument.
No,
I'm
but-
going to say it's going to entail a view that you're not going to want it.
No, but you're not explaining why.
I'm saying why.
Why is it?
Look, first of all, there's two things that's going to be entailed by
Okay.
contingency argument.
Well, hold on. Let me explain. Let's explain what you understand by the PSR first. Explain it to the public. What do you understand? What is the PSR? What does it stand for?
PSR
What does it stand
the
for?
Principle of sufficient reason.
Okay, excellent.
For any
Yeah.
object O, if O exists, there's a sufficient reason why O exists.
Okay.
For every proposition P, if P is
So,
true, there's a
sufficient reason.
why O is true.
So what?
For
Okay,
every
hold
event
on.
E, if E occurs,
But before we get there, because I know that it's going to be lost in
that is
time.
a strong version of the PSR.
Okay, fine. Let's stick with that.
Actually, that's a good question. Do you accept strong or weak? Yes.
Yeah.
No, let me get there. Let me get there. I don't really use the PSR like that.
But no, hold on.
No, I don't
The
use it.
contingency
No,
argument-
it's not. No, it's
Wait,
not.
but that's
No, it's
important,
not.
that's important. So
No, I don't
you're
use.
going to have to make
Hold
the
on.
argument that the PSR is distinct from the
No.
If you deny the PSR,
No, you're not.
can't use contingency.
Hold on. That's
I'm
not
not
true.
being judgmental.
That is not.
that 100% is true.
So you're telling me? Why? Why are you telling me that?
Oh, the
Why are you telling me that?
argument-
No, hold on. Why are you telling me that?
Oh, because that's just going to be.
No, but so you think, sorry, excuse me. You think Leibniz in the 15th century, or excuse me, let me finish. The coinage principle of sufficient reason, yeah? Which, let's just say for the sake of argument, started in the 16th century in the Enlightenment period, yeah? Do you think that coinage is the first and only expression of the contingency argument, or an argument from contingency that has been done across?
No, that's not what
No,
I'm
good.
saying. I was talking
No,
about
excellent.
the first
So no, because
contingency kind of
the reason why, excuse me. The reason why I say that is because you started off by saying that do you accept the PSR? I'm saying that, yeah, it's an interesting.
You say maybe. That's
No. I'm saying you can make a contingency argument without the PSR.
That's the important point.
That's the important point. Now, let me explain why.
Okay.
Okay, you've got two different concepts. You've got let me say three different concepts.
Yeah.
You've got the idea of explanation.
Okay.
The word explanation. You've got the word causation, and you've got the word dependency, and you've got the word contingency. These are four different words. Now, I'm not saying, are these words synonyms?
Well, he's arguing that.
No, hold on, excuse me. Let me just finish. Are these words synonyms or not?
Oh, I'm going to take it that they're not.
They're not synonyms. They're not. So a cause is different from a dependent thing. A dependent thing is different from an explainable thing. An explainable thing is different from contingent thing. So there are some things that a contingent thing has that a dependent thing doesn't. In explanation, there's some things that an explanation has that a cause doesn't. In explanation, in definition, right?
Actually, highlight one of those.
Hold on. Now, the PSR depends fully on the idea of explanation. Because if we're going to say, for example, that this bottle here, it has to have an explanation outside of itself. Now, the key word being what? Explanation. I can grant you one thing. Because when I was looking at it, Mario Bungi wrote a book on causation. It's one of the magnum opuses on the subject, actually very good on this, yeah? And he says that he looks at all the definitions of causation. He says causation is the following. It's the power of C to, it's the power of C equals E.
C equals E.
And so he's basically saying that if A then B, if A then B,
There you go.
yeah,
But that's what we
if
said
A then B,
previously.
yeah, it's the same thing. If A then B, right?
Yeah.
Which if A, there's a relationship of conditionality between this and that, right?
That's true.
It's going to be
So
some relation.
explanation is
That's
there.
a relation. That's an explanation.
Yeah, accepted. I'm saying that's what I'm saying to you. I'm granting you that much. But hold on, a cause is not the same as a dependent thing, because a dependent thing is by definition something which relies on something else. A cause, by definition, is something which brings rise to other phenomena.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, excellent.
So
So now what I'm saying is the following. I'm putting to you right now that you can make an argument from dependency, which is effectively an argument for contingency, because traditionally it was called that, yeah?
I said that they're distinct terms.
No, but it was traditionally it was called that.
All cosmological arguments, okay?
No, but it doesn't have to. No, now you're bringing a new key term in. Let me finish the point. The point is this: you can make an argument for dependency that is completely bereft of concepts of PSR. For example, I can make the following proposition: the proposition that this is the argument in one sentence. My argument. This is my argument. If you want to engage with it, you can. There cannot be a state of affairs where only dependent things can exist. That's the argument.
Okay.
Now, this argument is bereft of the PSR because the word explanation is not being used at all here.
It doesn't have to be.
Why it does? Yes, it does. No, it does.
If I could just explain.
Principles, reason, explanation. Explanation. You have to explain.
So the point that you're making, right?
Yeah.
You're saying that the PSR is going to be bereft of the argument that you made here, that anything for all that exists, there cannot be only that which exists, which is contingent. Right?
Say again?
Sorry. For anything that exists, there cannot be only that which exists, which is dependent.
I haven't put it that way.
You haven't said dependent or contingent?
No, I haven't put it in the language you just put it. Don't rephrase it. I didn't say it the way you said it.
That's fine.
No, my articulation was different.
That's fine. I agree with it. I said I was rephrasing.
No, but my articulation.
Rephrasing, which is going to keep the same content. It's not really.
Not really. I don't want it in that way.
Okay, that's fine. Then what's the way you want it?
No.
Yeah, if it tells the same thing, it's fine. But if you want it,
not necessarily.
As long as it does.
Why? Who said that?
No, I'm saying.
So as long as if I said something and you said something,
Yeah.
and I said it in a different way, if what I'm saying entails the exact same.
No.
relation as what
Argumentatively,
you're
that's
saying,
not the
then
case
fine.
because argumentatively, two things can tell the same thing, but one is argumentatively true and one or can be valid and one is argumentatively invalid.
Yeah, but both premises, but the argument itself.
No. That's what you're saying is false because I can say something.
Wait, do you think there's a distinction between soundness and validity?
No, I don't.
There's no wait. No. There is a distinction between validity and
No,
soundness.
of course. Sound
Right, but
is
you
true
said no.
premises.
So-
A valid thing is something which obeys the laws of logic, and a sound thing is something which has true premises,
It's actually true.
and it's valid as well.
It's true and valid.
Yeah,
So
valid
you
as
can
well.
have something
Yeah.
that is valid without it being
Yeah,
true.
of course. Yeah.
Right, that's what we're saying. But
Okay,
what
but
you're
what I'm
saying
saying to you is,
Yeah, go on.
what I'm saying, I'm not sure if we're talking cross purposes or you're doing this on purpose.
No.
All I said is the following: is that there cannot be a state of affairs where only dependent things exist.
I'm gonna repeat
Now,
that,
do you understand this?
Yeah, there cannot be a
Okay.
state of affairs where only dependent things exist.
That's my argument.
That's important.
That's my
That's your argument, right? Your argument, right? Remember, you said it's bereft of the PSR. Now you're gonna have to explain what you mean by bereft of the PSR.
No, I'm not. I didn't say bereft. I said bereft.
You said
No,
bereft.
let me.
You
I'm
did say
saying
bereft.
that when I say, we started off by saying 4 different key terms: causation, contingency, explanation, and dependency.
And then you said something.
Now, what word did I use in this sentence?
Right. You are specifically using dependence.
Okay, excellent. So I didn't use the word what?
Explanation.
I didn't use the word explanation, did I? Okay, excellent.
But that
So
doesn't mean that it's
hold
not
on.
bereft.
No. I used the word dependent. I did not use the word explanation.
And we're granting that.
Okay,
but
excellent.
your argument still has to use
No,
the PSR.
no, it doesn't.
Absolutely.
No,
Because if you say that that's a statement.
No.
Wait, hold on.
No.
So look, the
No.
fact that you say
No.
that, the
No.
problem is this.
No.
If I may explain, I can explain to you
Okay,
why
go ahead.
it entails
Go ahead.
PSR. Just to clarify, when you're saying
Yeah.
it, when I am understanding what you mean by bereft of the PSR, that means that in the argument that you're using,
Yeah.
the PSR cannot be applied in any sense.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Neither, and even if that's not what you're saying, there's another thing, there's another interpretation.
So let me explain it then.
It cannot be implied in any sense.
No, that's not what I'm saying though.
Right, so what are you saying
What I'm
specifically
saying,
that is bereft of the PSR?
let me explain it.
Explain
Let me explain
that
it very clearly
Yeah,
for you.
go on.
The PSR is an articulation of the contingency argument that was put forward by Gottfried Leibniz, okay, and those who came after him. Do you understand me? Yeah. Okay. Excuse me.
The PSR is a principle
I
that may
know,
have been
but
coined by Leibniz.
are you listening to me?
I am, of course.
Oh, excellent. So the PSR has a very particular articulation which depends on principles of sufficient reason, but also the idea.
Articulation is
Well, look, you're talking about the historical context.
No, excuse
just
me.
talking about the
No, but that's what I'm saying. I'm saying to you that yes, the word contingency is used. Causality is used in some of his books. So yeah, because
that's not as important.
allow
as
me
the
to
actual PSR.
finish.
Yeah, go on.
Allow me to finish. Yes, he even uses the word causation. I've looked at his books. Like the word, what's it? Monadology. That's the book that he wrote.
Oh, monadology.
Yeah, his book is called Monadology, right? I've looked at the articulation of the argument in that book, and I've looked at it in other books. And what I've seen is that he uses the terms explanation, he uses the terms causation, and he uses the terms contingency. These are the terms that he's using.
Sure.
I'm postulating to you now, all I said to you in the beginning was, it is possible to articulate versions of a contingency argument without explicit reference to these key terms. And, excuse me, that the definitions of these key, no, it's not fine, because the definitions of these key terms are different. So for example, What does the word dependent mean? If you go on even a vernacular definition of the word dependent, dependent thing is something which depends. Vernacular, go on a dictionary definition, Oxford Dictionary, right? If you are like a layman's, if I go now, someone write,
You mean a colloquial definition.
or whatever. Vernacular is a synonym. Go and find online what the word dependent means in human language, in English language. It means something which relies on something else for its existence. Something which relies upon something else for its existence. Now, it's different for me to say, this bottle depends on something else for its existence, then for me to say, this bottle requires an explanation outside of itself in order to, what do you call it, bottle depends on an explanation outside of itself in order to be explained, to be explicable.
There is a point.
So that's what I'm saying to you, excuse me. All I'm saying to you is, if you want to deal with the argument at hand, my articulation of the argument, although I can defend the PSR, I haven't got a problem with it, I think it's a good argument. It's not really the argument of choice for me. The argument of choice for me is using my articulation. You want to deal with it, you can.
Yeah.
My argument is as follows. It's simple as this. You cannot have a state of affairs. It's a postulation. I'm postulating. I'm saying to the people. I'm saying to you. You cannot have a state of affairs where only dependent things exist. Okay, because it leads to a range of different absurdities. Now we can talk about those absurdities if you like. Contradictions and absurdities and problems. That's what I'm saying. So then... I don't think you understand what I'm saying to you.
This is the problem.
I don't think you understand what I'm saying.
No. You made
it's similar to the PSR. It's similar.
Right, so we gave you like really good ample time to speak, and I appreciate the fact they gave ample time to speak. I don't have water, but I'm thirsty, but it's fine. Here's the point. No, it's irrelevant. I was just making a joke. It's like irrelevant. I'm trying to keep the thing going.
Okay, go ahead.
So, you said to everyone with the huge arms that you have that you made a postulate, right? With my skinny arms, I'm going to say that your postulate has to require the PSR for it to make sense. So when you say the postulate, for example, that, and I'm gonna try and see if I can remember exactly the words that you said, because again, there was a problem.
There cannot be a state of dependent things in reality.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
There cannot be a state of affairs where every single thing is dependent.
No, I didn't say that either.
Okay, what did you exactly say?
I said there cannot be a state of affairs where only dependent things exist.
That would, okay, so how is that?
Do you want to write it down?
I don't need to. I'm again, because the content of the statement.
What do you mean you don't need to? You're getting it wrong each time.
No, because I'm getting what exactly you're saying wrong.
That's what you've got to deal with, though.
The content of the statement is important. Hold on.
I don't care.
It's like saying 2 + 2 and 4 are different things. They're the same thing, right?
You're not. I don't agree. I think that I want my articulation to be dealt with.
Okay. Just repeat it one more time. So
okay. There cannot be a state of affairs where only dependent things exist.
Okay. There cannot be a state of affairs
where only
dependent things exist.
Yep.
Right. Is there a reason for that?
Yes, because believe it.
That's PSR. You just done it. You just did PSR.
I know.
That's a sufficient reason.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
Is there a reason why this postulate is?
Are you asking me to justify my premise?
No, I'm asking you if there is.
Are you asking me to justify?
Why this postulate is true?
Are you with me here? Are you listening or not?
I'm very much with you. I'm here.
I totally agree with you on the fact that there's a great flesh that joins what I am saying with the principle of sufficient reason spoken about by Gottfried Leibniz. I understand that, and I think everybody understands that. The Academy understands that. But let me finish. But the Academy, the Academy also understands the distinction between these arguments. That's why they name them different things in all languages that have been articulated in. I'm saying that, for example, if you have a peer-reviewed paper in the Philosophy of Religion journal, right, which talks about the principle of sufficient reason, it's not seen as synonymous with an idea of the Imkan or the Burhan by Ibn Sina or whatever. Okay, great. So all I'm saying is,
so the distinction between a causal principle, which some arguments employ, and in the PSR. All arguments, PSR is used, but not in all arguments.
No, you're not understanding this.
I don't have to ask you for a causal principle.
Have you read monadology?
No, I don't have to read it.
I'm not telling you whether you have to read it or not. I'm asking you a question whether you have read it. Have you read monadology? Have you read it? Okay, so you're talking about something you have no knowledge of, effectively.
I'm talking about something.
Effectively, you have no knowledge of it.
Hold on. The problem is this: when you
why are you talking about it?
If I may finish, please, thank you. So when we are using certain languages, right? We're using certain language. The PSR is a term that starts with Leibniz, for example, when he uses certain terms to establish in his academia in Germany. He also makes.
Leibniz.
Godfrey, yeah, Godfrey.
Okay.
So Godfrey makes certain like emendations in his work, probably around like let's say 10 years before he died, where he talks about.
But you haven't read his book, so you don't know what he does.
No, I haven't read that specific part of his.
But that's where he articulates the argument.
I'm talking about his letters.
We're talking about the principle.
No, hold on.
No, but why do you?
I'm talking about his letters.
No, but you don't know his argument then.
No, I'm talking about his letters.
How can you tell me about? No,
right?
but you're articulating an argument. You haven't even read the book.
I'm articulating an argument that stems even beyond the book, because the principle of sufficient reason.
This is beyond. This kind of beyond you, kind of.
Even coined by Leibniz, you and I will both agree that academics can still use the PSR even if they haven't read specifically the magnum
No,
opus
but
of
you're not dealing with my argument.
No, the argument that you're
Okay,
making is that you can make a
response to my argument.
postulate without the PSR.
Okay,
That's
what?
the postulate that you made.
Listen to me.
That's the postulate you made.
I didn't say that. Okay, can I respond?
No, you said it's bereft.
No.
The PSR. That's what you said the entire time.
Okay, well, let me explain. Maybe it's cross
bereft means, that's what I said before.
Let me cross purposes. Maybe you don't understand. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. Maybe it's my fault. I'll take responsibility for my actions. Yeah.
That's fine.
Let me make it clear again.
Go on.
I'm saying, yes, I sympathize very, very clearly academically with the ideas of the PSR. I don't necessarily even disagree with it. Strong versions of it, no problem.
But that wouldn't tell me to collapse. That's the argument that he's making.
Like literally all academics.
I haven't finished what I've just said. I don't necessarily even disagree with it.
Okay.
However, I'm not making the argument. My argument, if you want to deal with it, you can. If you don't, I don't want to waste your time. Honestly, it's as follows. My argument is as follows. If you want to deal with it, you can. You can talk about the PSR. We all know now you haven't read the book of Leibniz. No. So excuse me. You have not read monadology. It's like talk about Islam without reading the Quran.
That's a bit fallacious.
No, it's not.
Me
You haven't
not
read it.
reading one specific book that starts the arguments for the PSR.
No,
it's the key. The PSR.
It's like talking about why.
If you haven't, for example, if you haven't read a quiet
Quran
commentary on the sentences,
I'm not going to take you
that
serious.
doesn't mean that you haven't understood the
I get it.
That just means that you haven't read one of the
I understand what you're saying, but with all due respect, I can't take you seriously if you haven't read the primary text.
Again, the primary. Hold on.
I'm afraid.
There's no primary text.
It's one of the primary texts.
It's like saying, because you haven't read.
There is actually.
Okay, so I'll give you a concrete example. If you haven't read the prior analytics, you cannot talk about the laws of identity. Of course not.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm not going to.
You're saying is that you can't take.
You're bringing. Okay, listen. Excuse me.
It's a false argument.
It's not an argument. I'm just giving my opinion.
It's a false opinion, I should say.
How is it a false opinion? It's opinion.
Yeah,
it's
people
a bad
have
opinion.
It's a bad opinion.
Okay, excuse me.
I mean, by false I mean bad.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
Whatever. That's my opinion too.
Okay, well, your opinion is fine. I'm saying. Okay,
and I accept that. That's good.
Excellent. What I'm saying to you is this. Instead of talking about a PSR, I have an argument I'm putting forward today.
Yeah.
Since you guys are trying to be analytic philosophers by the looks of it.
I'm not an analytic philosopher.
I'm a continental.
Oh, continental philosopher, something like that. Okay, excellent.
You know what continental philosophy is?
Yes, I do. It's kind of like the difference between, there's two main schools of thought in Western academia. By the way, what is your credentials for you to be asking me this question?
I'm just a person apart.
Okay, yeah. Continental philosophy, like Nietzsche, for example, would represent the school of thought where it's more about subjective experience, more about subjective experiences, where demonstrative proof and using valid argumentation is not at the fore of it.
What does really tell me the distinction between?
Yeah, I mean, there's different kind of. Anyways, no problem. But most schools of thought here in the West, for example, they're analytic philosophy schools. You guys are undergraduates, right?
Oh no, I don't go uni.
You don't go uni, no problem. It's not a prerequisite. What I'm saying to you is as follows now. Go to the second point. I have an argument to make. I don't know why you put your sunglasses on all of a sudden.
Because I can't hold them.
Okay, no problem. What I'm saying to you is as follows. Question is, I have a postulation to make. It's not. I agree with you. There's some aspect of the PSR which is there. I agree. Totally. Yes, I totally agree. It's not the same articulation. That's what I'm saying. It's not the same argument.
I don't disagree.
No one's disagreeing.
Perfect. Semantics.
I don't disagree that the arguments are identical.
They're not
I'm just
identical.
saying, given that you've made a postulation,
Yeah.
is there a reason as to why that postulation is true?
What we're saying is, what we're saying is this: is that
Yeah,
whenever
I
anyone
get
makes a postulate, they have to use the PSR.
All right.
That's what
Excellent.
we're
Are you? Is there a reason for that?
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah. What's the reason?
Yeah, because of the impossibility of the contract.
Okay. So
Let's say
you
that-
take you accept.
I'm not denying
fine.
the PSR,
Fine.
but
All
I'm
right.
not denying that, but what
Yeah,
we're saying
fine.
is,
Well,
if I
well,
can just clarify my
yeah,
point,
of
right?
course.
Thank you. Well, and just to clarify for every single person here,
Yeah.
including yourself, what I'm saying to you and what he's saying to you is that anyone that makes any postulation, any argument at all, you have to use the PSR to some degree.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
Amen. Right.
I don't disagree with that.
Are you okay? So now we have to talk about what
If
version are you using?
no, I'm not using that though. That's no.
You said that in your argument you've used some form of the PSR, so
listen,
either you're
let me-
using the strong form or the weak form. That's what we're
Can I?
saying.
There's only two options.
I know you guys have come with a PSR. I'm not defending the PSR.
I just came randomly.
You spoke to me about PSR, bro. You came out and spoke to me about PSR, and then you talk about modal logic, S5. And then
I didn't mention S5.
No one said S5.
excuse me, what is modal logic? How's it represented?
I didn't mention anything about
Okay.
S5.
Wait, hold on.
I spoke about the K
Modal,
axiom.
excuse me, hold
I
on.
spoke about the K axiom.
Modal logic is abbreviated as S5.
No. There are different systems in modal logic.
Modal logic is
There are different
S5.
systems.
Modal logic is S4 and S5.
There's a T axiom.
Accept it.
Then modal logic would
No,
just
but-
be S5. Then,
No, S4 and S5. Yeah, it's true.
Because there's controversy.
No, but you mentioned S5 in particular. You were talking about
I
K.
did not mention S5.
No, but you were talking about the K axiom.
Yeah, the K axiom.
That's an S5.
No. The K axiom is presupposed in S5. but
Yes,
the K
fine.
axiom is in the first.
Whatever,
initial
man.
axiom.
Whatever. You're wasting my time and yours.
It's not just S5.
Look,
then, is it?
it's S4 and S5.
It's not really.
So hey, here's the point.
It's not. It's like, look,
No, let me just finish with this guy.
S4 also-
Okay, excuse me. With all due respect, you're not qualified and you're not read. So here's the point.
That's not an argument.
No, it's not an
That's not
argument.
an
I'm not
argument.
making.
No,
I'm not.
sorry.
Sorry, I'm not making an
No,
argument.
That's an argument from authority.
Statement of fact.
I
Statement of fact.
I could say that.
Objective
I
fact.
could say that an 11-year-old doesn't
Objective
know
fact.
anything
It's
about
an
high school, but
objective
they could
fact.
give me the
It's
same arguments. It wouldn't matter.
It's objective fact.
Okay, you
It's
have
objective
again.
fact.
I can say that I have
Objective
never read a
fact.
single book in my life. It
Objective
wouldn't matter.
fact.
That's an argument from authority.
Objective fact.
That doesn't matter.
I don't care. I'm making it.
Okay,
I'm saying it.
so you're making
Now-
a fallacious argument. Then
no,
that's fine.
No
So a
problem.
qualified
I'm
person
not
makes
making
a
an
fallacious
argument. It's not. It's
That makes no sense. That makes absolutely no sense.
It's not an argument. It's not an argument. It's a fact. Objective fact. So here's the thing.
We go start again. Saying that I'm not qualified is not an argument. We all
I
know
don't care.
this.
I don't care.
Right. So you don't care. That's
I don't
not
care.
about. That's about.
I'm not making.
That's fine.
It's
by
not an
you.
argument.
I know.
It's not an argument.
Okay, you're saying.
I'm not making an argument.
You're saying.
I'm simply telling you you're not qualified. Is that true or false? Is it true or false? Is it true or false?
I haven't given any
Is it true or false?
I don't need to.
Is it true or false?
I don't need to.
Is it true or false?
I'm not going to verify the
Is it
claim.
true or
I'm not
false?
gonna verify.
Is it true or
I don't need
false?
to verify.
Is it true or false? You already did.
don't need to verify.
You haven't read the book. You haven't read the book that you're.
Because
But
we're
you
not,
haven't.
because again,
You're
we're
getting
not
triggered.
studying the
You
history
haven't read
of
the book.
Gottfried
I'd
Leibniz.
have to
We're looking
study
at the
the
PSR as a basic
Okay,
principle,
so
and we know that.
you're not
That's okay.
you're not tested. You're not
That's
tested.
fine. Okay,
Alright,
I'm not
now here's the
tested.
thing.
What?
Second,
Wait,
you're not tested.
I'm not
Second
tested.
point, yeah, you're not tested
That's
academically.
not-
Second point.
that's not
Second point.
something that needs to be brought to
Second.
attention.
I'm making the point.
Exactly.
I am
Like,
making the
You're
point.
making an argument.
I'm making the
which is
point.
wrong, 'cause your argument-
How do you know?
You're making an argument that's wrong.
You're a layman.
That doesn't matter.
You're a layman. Okay,
I'm
second
a
point.
layman, but you're
Second
not-
That's not an argument. Just saying
Second
that
point.
you're a layman is
Second
not an
point.
argument, and you know
Okay.
this.
Okay. Let me make my argument. My argument is as follows. My argument is as follows. My argument is as follows. Do you want to deal with it or do you want to run away? You can deal with it or
No one's
run.
running away. You
Okay.
keep trying
Do you want
to
me
say
to?
that
My
you're
argument is
qualified and
okay.
we're not.
I
That's
didn't say I'm
not
qualified at all.
Okay, are you qualified?
No, you're asking me a question now.
I'm asking you if you're qualified.
I don't want to verify.
You don't want to verify. That's fine. You've
I
been
don't want to
trying
verify.
to.
I don't want to verify.
That's what I did. That's what I did.
We're just
That's what I did.
People know
That's
my-
great.
okay, whatever.
So then it's
Okay,
hold
look.
on. So then it's one unverified person with another
Yeah, no
unverified
problem.
person.
I don't care.
And there's conversation.
Whatever.
We agree on that.
Yeah, okay, whatever, yeah. Do you want to show your hands?
Absolutely.
Okay,
There
let's
you
move
go.
on.
So,
Move
now
on.
That we've got it,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
get the postulate again. Right?
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, go on.
My postulation is as follows. My postulation is
Yeah, go on.
you cannot have a state of affairs. I'm telling you this because this is my PhD thesis.
Okay, that's
Okay?
great.
That's completely fine.
And anyway, this is how I put it. What are you laughing at?
I'm just saying.
What's funny
It
about
doesn't
that?
really matter. That's what I'm saying.
I know, but let them have their chance.
They do this all the time.
I know, but let them have
You've
their
never
chance.
seen me before.
Let them have their chance. This is my PhD thesis, been peer reviewed.
That's great.
Many people have seen it. And I want to see if you guys have a chance at defending it because it's been through a peer review process. So let me see if you can answer it because I don't want to waste my time and yours. I have a chapter of my dissertation, my thesis, my 3-year dissertation, which is about Gottfried Leibniz, where I had to look at monadology and all that stuff. And I have a separate chapter about Ghazali's argument. I have a separate chapter about Avicenna's argument. And all of them are different forms of the contingency argument. At no point in my academic career did anybody tell me, actually, you're mentioning the PSI everywhere here. You might as well just do what you want. I've spoken to academics at the highest, excuse me, with all due respect, you guys aren't qualified. I spoke to people at the highest level.
that's great.
I
That's
don't
not
care.
what
I spoke to, and all of them told me, this is different from this, it's different from this, it's a different chapter, different articulation. No problem. People could take your view or they could take the view of the academics. No problem.
That's not a distinction. They
no
can take
problem.
either the
No
view that you're
problem.
doing
Yeah, I
or the
don't
view
care.
that you're
I don't care.
proposing.
My
And the
question
view
is,
that you're proposing
okay,
necessitates PSR
you're
to
wasting
be
my
same.
time. I'm going to give you my argument. My argument is as follows.
wasting your time.
This is the argument of my
That's my point.
dissertation. That's why I've been able to say it with great fluidity. And I've been repeating it and you haven't responded to it.
We've responded multiple times.
No, no.
In fact, hold on.
I haven't even said it. I haven't even
So this is
said
the
it.
point. So you
What
then,
did I say?
Okay, so either you repeated the argument multiple times.
Do you want me to
or
say it again?
haven't said
Do you want me to say it
So
again?
Okay, either you've repeated the argument multiple
Do you want
times,
to say it again?
or you haven't said it.
Do you want me to say it again?
When we
What is the
your
argument?
point, hold on.
What's the argument?
Hold on, I'm addressing the statements that you made.
So what's
before,
my argument?
Which was about your PhD thesis.
What's my argument?
Finish the argument that's going to be happening now. So, when it comes to the same academics that review your paper, they, in their reviews of your paper, because I'm sure you've received reviews, obviously there are certain academics, postgrads that will help you with the paper as well when you're writing it, because you've been writing it for 3 years. These same individuals will tell you ways that you can improve the paper or ways that you can make your
Are you giving me academic advice now?
I'm not giving you academic
so
advice.
What are you talking about?
Process. That has nothing to do with
I don't need to know the process from an underqualified.
What I'm talking about specifically is that
How?
even
Tell me the
those
process
same
for.
people that are reviewing your work,
What about
the
them?
same people that are reviewing your work, right?
Yeah.
They will at least accept in part that these different contingency arguments,
You're
what
wasting-
underlies them is the PSR.
No,
now they don't
not in the-
explicitly refer to the
no, no,
PSR. That's just true for contingency arguments in general, and we know that.
Okay. You're not.
Okay.
Okay.
Metaphysically for the PSR.
You're okay. I know you. Okay. Let me.
Right,
All right. So you're talking about PSR. Let me give you my argument, my articulation. If you want to deal with it, you can. If you don't, everyone's going to see that you haven't. Here's the point. There cannot be a state of affairs where only dependent things can exist. Now, no, I'm not asking is the reason or not. That's my question. Go ahead.
That's not a question.
And that's my postulation. Do you want to respond to it?
Okay, so
do you agree or disagree?
I want to.
Do you agree or disagree?
Respond to the postulate. So if I'm going to respond to the postulate,
do you agree or disagree with it?
I'm going to respond to it in this
But
way.
do you agree or disagree with it first?
I'm just going to use Hitchens' razor.
Do you agree or disagree with it?
I'm going to use Hitchens' razor.
Do you agree or disagree?
I'm going to use Hitchens' razor.
Do you agree or disagree?
I don't see really any evidence to believe in this.
Oh, really?
Right. There's not been a sufficient reason given.
Oh, really?
So when a sufficient reason is given, then I can agree or not. Now I can tell you that the statement that you're saying is cognitive. We can agree there.
So do you agree or disagree with it?
I don't agree or disagree with it because there's not been a sufficient reason given.
Oh, you don't agree or disagree with it?
I can dismiss
so you're
it
agnostic.
as just that.
So no problem. So you're
I can dismiss it.
So you're ignorant of its truth.
I'm not saying I'm ignorant of its truth.
Yeah, you're ignorant.
That's
what you just admitted. He doesn't know. You're ignorant.
I'm saying this. Okay, you're using.
You're ignorant.
Hold on. It seems to
you're agnostic.
You're using certain buzzwords to sort of.
No, but that's what you just said.
But
you're ignorant. You don't know if it's right or wrong.
What I said is that I can use Hitchens' razor.
Hold on.
I can just dismiss the claim as a claim
in
general.
You can dismiss everything.
I'm not saying that I'm dismissing the claim.
I can dismiss the claim that I exist. You can dismiss that. I can say I exist. I dismiss that. I'm asking you a question.
You can dismiss that if there's no sufficient reason given, and there's going to be sufficient
no
reason given
problem.
for your existence.
Okay, no problem. I'm asking a question.
Yeah, go on.
The proposition, there cannot be a state of affairs where only dependent things exist.
Yeah.
You're saying you don't agree or disagree. No, I'm not asking questions. I'm asking you questions. I'm asking you questions.
It's either a contingent
do
or necessary.
Do you agree or disagree? Do you agree or disagree?
It's either
do you agree or disagree?
or necessary.
Do you agree or disagree?
Do
you agree or disagree? Do you agree or disagree?
Even if it's either contingent or necessary, then I can agree to one or the other.
Yeah.
Do you agree or disagree? No, I'm not answering the question. I agree or disagree?
About your
Yeah, agree or disagree? Disagree. Why do you disagree?
Well, no. Then that means that he has to give a sufficient reason for his
Yeah.
point.
Why do you disagree?
Well,
no, hold on. Why do you disagree? No. Why do you disagree? Why do you disagree? Excuse me. Why do you disagree? Why do you? I know you. It's a double act. Why do you disagree?
First of all,
why do you disagree? What's your sufficient reason?
My sufficient reason.
Yeah. What's it?
But you have a sufficient reason too.
No. Go. What's your reason? Get into it. Go on.
Wait, no,
Test the waters.
He just entered explosion.
Test the waters. Test the waters. Test the waters.
He's entered
Test the waters. I know you're scared. I know you're scared.
In fact,
Look at them. They don't.
Hold on.
You're test the waters. Test the waters. Test the waters.
We're testing the waters.
Test the waters.
And for some reason,
test the waters. Why is it wrong?
Like a visceral
Why is it wrong?
for just saying
Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong? No problem. Both of you together. Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong? Why is it wrong? No, don't ask me questions. You're unqualified. Ask me, why is it wrong? Tell me you're underqualified. Ask the question. Don't ask me questions. I'm making the same effect.
That's not an appeal to be made. It's just
not appeal.
poisoning the world.
I don't care. I like to poison it.
You like to poison the world.
Yeah, no problem. Poison, nice. I'm poisoning it.
Basically being dishonest. Very good.
Poison it, good. Poison that well. Now let me ask you a question. Ask me, why do you disagree with it? Test the waters. Test the waters.
Because that will entail something
How?
called a modal
How?
context. It's called a distribution axiom.
How?
The implication of A being necessary and implying that B.
What's A here? What's A in this analogy?
Anything that exists. Anything that exists. Any contingent fact.
Well, hold on. I'm going to say anything, a contingent fact. That's not what I said in my argument.
But he's making.
No,
He's
hold on.
giving
Deal
the
my
actual
argument.
axiom. He's giving the
That's
actual
not what I said in
axiom.
my argument. Use my articulation.